Hey Stampers, this is Joanne from the Rock Paper Scissors Studio, and I wanted to show you a quick technique video today, teaching you to use an ordinary household item that you have in your kitchen that you can use for your stamping projects. So now for this project, because we're going to be getting our cardstock wet, I am using the shimmery white cardstock because it's a little more heavy duty. You could use watercolor paper for this, but Whisper White cardstock probably is not going to hold up well to our technique, so either use the shimmery white cardstock or the watercolor paper. So you need some ink and you need an aqua painter. And I'll show you how we're going to do this. This is a salted background technique. So I'm going to use two different colors of ink. I'm going to use Balmy Blue and Night of Navy, but I'm going to start with Balmy Blue. And you just need some ink on the lid of your container. So you can either squeeze it to get that on there, or you can grab your re-inker and stick a drop of that in your lid. But you need some ink on the lid of your ink pad. And then we're going to get our aqua painter really wet. I'm going to squeeze this so that the ink's going to drip down off of my brush, actually into the lid of my ink pad, because I need this to be pretty wet. So we're going to get that water on there. Smear that around. I'm starting with my lighter color first, and I'm just going to wash this onto my cardstock. And if that's not as dark as you want, which it's not as dark as I want, then you're just going to add some more. So I'm just going to stick a drop of my re-inker there, or two. And then you're just going to add some more water to that. Just squeeze your aqua painter and that water will drip out of there. There we go. Now the water is a key in this technique. So you really need quite a bit of water on the surface of your cardstock that you're working with. Okay, that's enough of that. And then I'm going to go directly to my Night of Navy, and I'm going to do the same thing with my Night of Navy. Let's get that out of our way. And since this is darker, I'm not even going to really worry about cleaning my brush. You could clean it between colors, but that's not going to matter for this. And then we're going to add this darker color just right on top. And you can color, just half of it, depending on what you're wanting to do. I'm just going to smear that right in the middle. And then now, while that's still wet, we're going to come in with our salt, okay? So I have two different kinds of salt. I have ice cream salt and I have regular table salt. And I'm just going to put this down. Now, if your cardstock sort of bends up, that's okay. Just hold it down with your hand until you get your salt on there. And if you want a less mottled look, you can just go with the larger salt. But then if you want it to be really mottled, put some of that table salt in there also. And that really takes it to another level. I'll show you some examples when we're finished. Okay, so then once your salt is on there, you just have to let that dry. Now you could be very patient and just wait for that to dry, or you can take your heat tool and dry that, which I'm gonna just put my heat tool on the lowest setting and dry this really quick for us. Okay, now you can already see sort of that mottled appearance in there, mottled, And now all we need to do is get rid of that salt. So I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper. I'm going to bring this in here, and I'm just going to dump this off on here. Now it appears for our video that our cardstock is not quite dry, so I'm going to just hit that with the heat tool once more. Okay, so that was just a little extra moisture underneath the places where the larger rock salt was. No worries, that didn't smear anything. We just had to dry that a little more. Okay, so now I have all the salt off of here, and you can see that wonderful mottled appearance. And you can still see the shimmer. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can still see the shimmer from the shimmery white cardstock. Okay, so then you can punch this out. You could use it as the background for a card. I'm going to show you a couple of examples. Here's one that I did, and on this one, I told you I'd show you the difference. This one I only used the larger rock salt. So you can see it's not as mottled as the one we did today. They're just larger pieces, but it does add a nice little element to the background there. And then I have another one to show you. This one, you can see there's a lot more mottled appearance. So I used the rock salt and the table salt on this one. And I used some other colors also. You can see I used Rich Razzleberry on here. And I think I used Misty Moonlight on top of that, and then the Night of Navy up there. So that's what I have for you today, salted background technique. If you have questions, you can put them in the comments below, or you can always email me, Joanne at the Rock Paper Scissors Studio, and I will answer any questions that you have. We share all kinds of tips and techniques in our newsletter, so if you have not subscribed, you can also go to the rockpaperscissorsstudio.com and subscribe to our email list, and you'll get those tips and techniques in your email box every week. So email me if you have questions. I hope to stamp with you soon.